Hi, I'm Nolan.
And I'm Murphy.
And we got the chance to interview Scott Questonberry and learn how he grew up in La Costa Valley, just like us. And we were so excited to have the chance to sit down with him and take a little talk about how he was able to make it all the way to the NFL with his two brothers.
When did you start playing football?
Started playing football when I was 6 years old. San Diego Pop Warner, which is now LCC Pop Warner, was my first year of flag football, and I played every year until now.
What was your favorite memory from El Camino Creek?
I think my favorite memory at El Camino Creek was definitely playing sixth grade basketball. I loved to compete out there and then play against other high school or elementary schools, and I met a bunch of guys on other teams and some guys on my team that I'm still friends with today. So definitely sixth grade basketball was my highlight. Wearing the red jerseys. I don't know if they're still red, but you know.
We were surprised to learn how Scott had some of the same teachers we've had. How good was your high school team from your perspective?
We were pretty good. We always fell short of our ultimate goal, which was winning the CIF championship, which is like all the schools in San Diego. You compete against them in the playoffs, and we fell up short my 3 years on varsity. But as far as from my perspective, I thought we were a pretty good football team. We were always competitive. We played the best teams hard. We beat Oceanside for the first time in school history in like 12 years. So that was a really big accomplishment. That was my junior year. So I thought we were good, but again, ultimately fell short of our ultimate goal, which is what you always reach for. So
We loved hearing about how he played all kinds of different sports like wrestling, track and field, basketball, baseball. He told us it was important to try different sports to be well-rounded.
What was the biggest challenge you faced in high school and college, and how did you overcome it?
yeah, so the biggest form of adversity I definitely had to face was when I was at UCLA going into my junior year. I tore both of my shoulders up, so I tore both my labrums, my left and my right, and I had to get surgery within an 8-week span. So I could barely move my right arm, and I had my left arm in the sling, and it kind of stunk. And to be away from football and be away from my teammates, knowing I couldn't help and do anything to make the team better, because I actually missed that entire next season, was really, really hard for me, because everything I had been geared and tailor-made towards football. Being with my teammates, working out with them, training with them, and then to be stuck in the training room trying to get better was really, really tough for me. So that would definitely be the biggest form of adversity I faced playing football.
In college, he studied political science and graduated with a 3.0 average.
Do you feel like you were a leader on the team, or do you still feel like you're a leader on the team?
Yeah, so you can lead in many different ways, right? So I think there's a lot of guys who think a leader is somebody who's always in front and doing everything the right way, or telling people to fall in line and stuff like that. But that's not always necessarily the case. Sometimes the leader is the guy that you don't have to tell to do anything. He's always following the rules, doing the right thing, kind of leading by example, maybe a little more quiet, a little more reserved. I definitely would have considered myself a leader in college. I was voted a team captain my senior year, which was another goal of mine that I achieved, which was a really big deal for me. I was fired up, but I was more of a lead by an example guy. I never really wanted to be in the middle and get people going. I kind of just wanted to do things the right way and set the example for my teammates, and I think a lot of people respected that, and they saw that, and they saw that I worked really hard, and they rewarded me for it.
All right. So what was harder, going from LCC to college, or going from college to pro?
Definitely college to pro. College to pro is like crazy. You can't even describe it in words. It's the pro game is like the best of the best. So it's the top 1% of football players from every level, and you can't find better athletes out there. So I would definitely say kind of catching up to the speed of that game was crazy from coming from college, because when you get drafted in the NFL, you are one of the best 255 players or whatever it was from that year of college football out of 12,000. So definitely college to the NFL was a tougher
How
transition.
much did you have to practice to get so good?
Ton. So you always have practice throughout the week, prepare for your opponent, but you always want to find something a little bit extra to do. So whether that be drills after practice or get there a little early, do drills before practice, basketball, get extra shots up whenever you can.
It's pretty rare to make it to the NFL. All three Questonberry brothers have made it to the NFL. What are two or three things that your mom and dad have taught you that have helped you in the NFL?
It's definitely rare for one, of a family of three to make it to the NFL. For all three of us to make it to the NFL is a pretty special thing, and we don't take it for granted. We work hard every day still, even that we're at the highest level, and we don't want to have it taken away from us. So, but two or three things that my parents, the major one that my dad would always tell us was, football is what you do, it's not who you are. So football doesn't define us, our careers don't define us. We've had good football careers, some people dream of up until this time, but at the end of the day, it's not who we are. Who we are is defined by our relationships with our families, our friends, with our kids, our spouses, stuff like that. So that was probably the biggest one for my dad. My mom, she just wanted us to have fun when we were kids, do as many things as we possibly could, and so we weren't at home bugging her, I guess. But
Breaking China.
Breaking China, yeah, exactly. So we were really close growing up, and our parents always wanted us to remain close, and those are kind of the biggest things that they told us, that it was never about being a good football player, it was just about doing it for the love of the game, and we kind of did that, and we ran with it and achieved the ultimate goal, except for winning the Super Bowl. None of us have done that yet.